Everybody, it's your girl Keishara, and I'm back with my second sit-down video. This will be a story time, and as you read by the title, you know this story time will be how I found out I was pregnant at 17, part 2, and telling my parents, because my parents found out the same day that I found out. First off, I want to just talk about my first video, and if you haven't watched my first story time on how I found out I was pregnant, part 1, you need to go watch that video before you watch this one. The link will be in the description down below. So yeah, make sure you check that video out before you check out this one so you can know what's going on. So I just want to talk about my first video that I posted. Like, I was really hesitant on doing a story time. I thought that I was going to be nervous and that I was going to ramble and that I wasn't going to get a lot of like positive feedback from my story time. But I posted it and it got like almost 250 some views. So like more views than all my videos, and so many positive comments coming back to me from the story time. Oh, and if you hear Kaylani in the background, she's on the bed. But people were giving me so many positive comments. They were telling me, oh, you did a great job, it looked natural, I can't wait for part 2, you know, blah blah blah. I even had people tell me that it was an inspiration to them and all that. So I was like, okay, I have to do a part 2. And I was really hesitant on doing a part 2 because this part is like, this part of the story is really sad. Like, I don't like this part at all because it's like, this part is the worst experience I've ever had in life. And it was just really hard at the time. But everybody wanted to know, and I got so much love from it, so I might as well just go ahead and share that. So let's just get into the story. Okay, we left off at A and I were at step practice. A decided to come home with me from step practice. That's where we left off. So step practice was over and my mom came to pick us up. And I had asked if A can come with us because, you know, I just wanted her to come, if she could ride with us. My mom said, yeah. So we get in the car and, you know, I'm feeling all like, you know, antsy and stuff like that. A's in the back seat, like, calm down, calm down. Because I was planning on just telling my mom. And I wanted A to be there when I told her so that I could, I don't know, so I could have somebody. So my mom was driving and she was playing gospel music. And we all know when our parents are playing gospel music, it's either they're trying to keep calm so they don't beat us, or they're going to wake you up and make you clean up the whole house. So we weren't in the house, so it had to be one. So I feel like my mom had a little smidge of what was going on because the energy that we were giving off was not good. So she knew something was up. Probably not that I was pregnant, but she knew something was up. So yeah, then we're driving and we're listening to the music. Then she says, can we go to the store? She was going to stop by at the store. So we went to Roses. And we were in there because my mom was looking for a tent to put in our backyard. So we were in there, we were just looking around and we were talking about the tents. And then we passed like pregnancy tests and condoms and all that. Then my mom, she like touches the pregnancy test box and she goes, oh, I need to get Keishara one of these. And then I like went back, like, then I looked at A and I was like, and then A was like, and my mom was like, what's wrong with you guys? Like, your energy is just so off. It was just a joke. Like, why y'all acting like that? So we get to the register. And my mom had asked if we wanted any chips or any snacks or anything. And usually I'd be the first one to say, yeah, let me get this, let me get that. And I said no. And so did A. A said no, too. And then my mom was like, what's wrong with y'all? Like, she just kept asking what was wrong with us, what happened at school, like, what's up with our energy. And we just kept saying nothing. And me and A were going back and forth. And I was like, I should just tell her while we're in the store so that, you know, everybody will be around. So that if anything happened, you know, everybody would be around to witness. Come here. Come here. Come on. So if anything went down, everybody would be around to witness. You want it? So that if anything went down, everybody would be around to witness it. And A was like, no, tell her at home, because in the store, she might mess up everything in the store. Because if you know my mom, you know that she snaps easily. So we were driving home, and my mom still kept playing the music. Then she changed the music to like music that we would be listening to. And like we weren't dancing or jamming to it or anything. And she was like, what is wrong with you guys? Blah, blah, blah. Right? So we got all the way home. Okay. So we got all the way home, right? And when we first walked in, my mom was like, I don't know what's wrong with them, blah, blah, blah. So me and A decided to go outside. When we went outside, we just went to the park and we were like, okay, how are we going to tell my mom? Like, how am I going to do this? I can't do it. I was like hyperventilating and I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, how do I tell her? And then I was like, I can't do it. I can't tell her. I can't tell her. A was like, you have to tell her. So we were sitting outside and then my mom had called me inside. I came inside after she called me out and she was like, can you hand me like a spoon or something like that? And I was thinking to myself, you called me all the way inside to hand you a spoon. But then, like, as I'm handing her a spoon, she starts talking to me and she's like, Keishara, when's the last time you got your period? And my heart literally dropped to my toes. And I was like, huh? And she was like, what you mean, huh? When's the last time you got your period? And I was like, I don't know. And she was like, what you mean, I don't know? And then she just smacked me. She smacked me so hard, like my ponytail, I had like a ponytail piece on and it flew off. And then she was like, you're pregnant, da-da-da-da, you're pregnant, da-da-da, how you not knowing the last time you had your period, da-da-da-da. And then she runs into the living room and she's crying. And then my stepdad, he comes running down the stairs and he's like, what's going on? What's going on? And my mom goes, Keishara's pregnant. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da. I was crying and he was yelling and he was like, you had sex? And I was just like, yeah. And then both of them were just yelling and it was just a lot of chaos. Like, I can't even tell you exactly what each person was saying, but everybody was yelling. My mom was crying. And then my mom was like, get upstairs, go to your room, like go away. I don't want to see you. So I went upstairs to my room and I was just trying to do like this history packet that wasn't even due for like another 2 weeks. And I finished the whole thing that night. Like, I was just stressed out and I was crying and all that. And A was still outside sitting in the backyard. So A had heard all this from the backyard. But then my mom, she opened the window and she yelled out at A and was like, you could just go home. She's not coming back out. And then A was like, is she okay? And then my mom just shut the door. Like, she didn't even say anything back. So I was looking out the window at A from my room and she was like, you okay? You okay? And I was crying and I was like, yeah, I'm fine, girl. I'm okay. I don't think my mom talked to me the rest of that night. You know how when you get in trouble, you just walking around like you just act like you're invisible. Basically, that's what I was doing. And I just stayed in my room, cried myself to sleep, and that was about it. My mom came in and took my phone, and yeah, that was it. So the next day, I had to go to school, and got up, got ready. And my mom wasn't talking to me. And she was in the kitchen listening to gospel music. And she was cleaning. But I was leaving out the door. And I said, all right, Mom, I'm leaving, going to school. Love you. And she didn't respond. And I just started crying again, walking to the bus stop. And I was at the bus stop, just standing there, waiting for the bus. I saw her at school. And we were just talking about it at school, at the breakfast line. And all this, that, and the other, and I kind of just went about my day. And then I got to 2nd bell, and I was the teacher, or the phone had rang, and the teacher, you know, picked up the phone or whatever, and I was called down to the security desk to be checked out. And I was like, what? Like, why am I being checked out? Who's checking me out, and for what reason? I don't have a doctor's appointment. I don't have none of that. So I'm just taking my time. So I get up there, and I was like, what's up? And then she talks to the security guard. She says bye, you know, all laughing, smiling. But then as soon as we get out the door, she's not talking to me. So I get in the car, and we pull off from the school. And I'm like she's putting in the directions, and they're not like coming up where she wants. So she's like getting upset. I'm like, where are we going? Like, what are you checking me out? Going to an abortion clinic. So we got to the abortion clinic, and there was a whole bunch of people outside, and they were like protesting, like waving their hands, and my mom kind of like just sped past them. So we get inside, and there's like all this paperwork to fill out, and we had to pay like $100 just to be like seen. So I'm filling out all this paperwork because I'm the one who's pregnant, so I had to fill it out. Like, even though I was 17 and my mom was my legal guardian, I had to fill it out. And I was reading it, and I didn't know what half of the thing was saying. Like, I didn't even know why I was sitting there. There was every inch of me that just wanted to walk out. But then, you know, you got your mom sitting beside you crying. And then, like, you got somebody inside you that needs you more than anything. And it's like, how is something that hasn't even been born yet, that you haven't even seen yet, heard yet, mean more to you than somebody who's been around you your whole life? Like, she wasn't born yet. I didn't even know if she was a girl or a boy. Didn't even hear her heartbeat, nothing like that. And she mattered more than anything to me. Like, my mom was just mad. And we were sitting there, and I was just signing the paperwork so slow. I took the paperwork up to the lady, and we're just sitting there waiting, I guess, to be seen. So then they called us back, or they called me back, and I had to like draw some blood, stand on like a scale, and be weighed. And then, you know, they took you back to like the ultrasound room. They put the jelly stuff on, and they did the little ultrasound, and they took pictures. I didn't know what I was looking at first. It was just like a round thing, and she was like, oh, you see, blah blah blah, and I was just like, yeah, I guess. And then like I heard Kaylani's heartbeat. She started playing, so she played the heartbeat, and I was listening to her heartbeat, and I was just, at that point, that's when I was like, no, I don't know what I'm gonna do, where I'm gonna go, who I'm gonna go to, but I can't. Like, I started crying, and the lady that was giving the ultrasound, she was like, it's gonna be okay. I've been there before. I am 23, and I already had 4 kids. And she told me when she had her youngest kid, and she said she was in the same predicament. And she said, all I can tell you is just don't be scared. That it's okay to be a little nervous, okay to wonder what's gonna happen next, but don't be afraid to stand up to anybody for your child, because right now, you're the only one who's defending this kid. Basically told me, like, right now I'm all that this kid has. So don't let anybody get in the way of that. Don't let anybody get in your head. That's basically what she told me. And when I saw the ultrasound and I heard the heartbeat, that's when I made my decision. I didn't want an abortion. And I told the lady that. She said, even if you wanted an abortion, you couldn't get one anyway, because you're like 20-some weeks pregnant. I was already like 4 or 5 months pregnant. You can only get an abortion in like the 12-week period, a legal abortion. So she showed me the pictures, and she gave me a copy of the pictures, and there's a copy that was going to go out to my mom. I don't know what my mom did with that copy of the pictures, but she saw some too. So she was like, do you want me to go out there and tell your mom and you can wait back here? And I was like, yes. So I waited back there. I guess she went out there and told my mom. And like I heard my mom start screaming and crying. And then I went out there. I think she was trying to call somebody. I think she was trying to call my stepdad, but he wasn't answering. And she got so mad and she was just screaming like, no, no. So then when we got in the car, she called my aunt. And my mom was saying, yeah, her life is over. She's done. She's ruined. How she gonna go to college? She's not gonna be anything with her life. She's only in high school. And my aunt was like all calm, cool, and collected. And she was like, don't say that. She's gonna be something. Just because she's having a baby doesn't mean that she's not gonna be somebody. She's just gonna have to work a little bit harder than the rest. That's it. I guess she kind of cooled my mom down, because at that point my mom was talking to me and she just told me like to still go to school and still, you know, graduate, don't change nothing, that, you know, you can do it and all this, that, and the other. You know, at that point she just started becoming more accepting. Like she put aside her feelings at that point and she was like, okay, baby's already here. She's growing. Well, the baby's growing. You know, there's no turning back from it. So my mom was like, you just got to work hard. And you just got to do what you need to do. Now you got to do what you need to do for your child. And that's what she said. So she took me back to school. A was looking for me because she didn't know what happened. You know, she couldn't find me and I wasn't here for the third bell, and it was already fourth bell. It was going on fourth bell, and I had the ultrasound pictures, and I came and I showed A, and I showed a couple other people, because, you know, I was like, look, you know, and then everybody was like, oh, I'm on team Kaylani. Other people like, oh, I'm on team Kaden. And at that point I started getting a little bit more uplifted, because I didn't feel like a complete failure, because my mom actually spoke to me. I saw and heard my baby, so it's like, boom, I just felt all this love. And then some people were being very supportive towards me. You know, there's still people that, you know, talk behind your back, but we'll save that story for another story time. But I mostly had support and love. It was very hard, but I just want to thank everybody who was really supportive and who helped me during my pregnancy. You know who you are. If anybody else is pregnant or thinks they're pregnant, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. One day you're gonna see the light at the end of the tunnel. Hey baby, say hey. Hey. I just want to say that, like, even when you feel like you're at your worst, it's gonna turn you into your best. Kaylani has done so much for me. She's made me more patient. She's made me forgiving. She's done so much. She doesn't even realize it. She's made me work so hard. And I love her so much. I love you. I love you. I love you. Give me a kiss. I think that's it. I think that wraps up this story time. Make sure you leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to my channel for more story times and more videos. And follow my social medias. My social medias will be at the end of this video and in the description. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye, guys. Bye. Say bye. Say bye-bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye-bye, guys.